Skeleton Knight is doing the thing
Here,
like they do
let's just
in.
you guys stop and just chill and just like shut the fuck up for 20 minutes, and I'll just watch the next episode real fast.
Well, we'll just like
I
Sebi
said
will
shut the
just-
fuck up for the next 20 solid minutes. No talking. Do not look at me in the eyes.
just step in Discord. We'll just talk shit for the next 20 minutes.
No, I'll catch up on it.
We'll just like
I mean-
live react to Sebi's face.
It's more of a just a question about the show. It's like, do you like how it's doing the same thing that a couple other isekais are doing, where it's getting political? Like, do you want that?
Fucking love like throw politics in everything. I don't give
Cody,
a shit.
Cody is the wrong fucking person to ask that.
Yeah,
question.
like
he is the demographic.
let's go.
I think,
Because like Overlord did it.
yeah, I think it's expected. I mean, obviously, I think Overlord did it
Slime did it.
quicker
Yeah.
than others. But like, I think it's to be expected as you come into this new world, and most of the time as like a super powerful being,
Mhm.
that people are gonna start taking an interest in you, because that's essentially what happened in Slime, like with Rimuru, is like
True.
he was really strong, and people were just like,
And
how?
And it was a village of monsters. And
Yeah, and it was just like
the fuck.
like none of it really became like planned. Like most of what he was doing was just because he's just like, I just want to have a nice quiet life.
Mhm.
Like that's really what I'm looking for. And then things just kind of kept happening around him that he was just like, well, I can't just like let this happen. Like, oh, I gotta do something. I can't just let it go on. And I think with a lot of, why it's such a staple in a lot of isekais is, one, like a lot of it follows, with the exception of Overlord, your protagonist who's a good guy, with the Overlord
Right.
not included.
Right.
But like he has his own reasons in Overlord.
Yeah.
But and the other one's just like, oh, they're a good person. They're here in this world. They're super powerful, and there's like most of the times there's some corrupt shit going on. Like
Yeah.
otherwise, they wouldn't have anything to do.
Yeah.
So I think diving into a lot of the corruption and the evil and stuff in the world, like ends up getting political. Because there's all these other things happening.
Right.
So unless it's like, one of these where it's just like, oh, you've been specifically summoned to defeat the Demon King, the Demon Lord, the Devil
Mhm.
Boy, whatever it is, where it's just like right there, there's the evil.
Yeah.
There it is. Go get it.
Go get it.
Without that, then it's just like, oh, this is a nice world, but you have to have conflict. And if it's a
Right.
seemingly nice world without obvious conflict, then political corruption is typically
Right.
where it's going to be headed.
That's also pretty easy to set up too.
Yeah.
So I guess it makes sense.
Some shows do it a lot. Like Overlord, I think, is probably one of the best examples in like a fantasy setting. Like they really make it more like reasonable, right? Because like Skelly Knight has it, but it's not like.
See, with Ark, I just thought he just wanted to. He just was like, well, I'm here. I'm gonna adventure around and have a quest and learn new things.
Yeah, like
That's why I thought it was kind of weird that they just shoehorned in a political.
Well, I
aspect into it.
think what it's gonna, and I think this is probably part of the maybe season 2 thing, is it's gonna be stuff happening around them, not them. Like with Ainz, he is directly inserting himself into it. He is.
True.
Let's
Yeah.
go. Fuck
He
all
is
of you
being-
people.
He is being an antagonist. In a political world, because he's like this. Because he basically sets up his own kingdom, his country, and tells everybody about it.
Yeah.
Like by the end of season 3. So he's actively an antagonist in that world.
Yeah.
But, like,
On a political level. And
Like-
I guess the same thing happened with Rimuru, because he's not being an antagonist, but he has a kingdom that develops.
Yeah, but like,
He's making alliances and stuff like that.
yeah, well, with Ainz set out to conquer the world.
That's true.
Rimuru set
Just
up
wanted
a
to-
small, like a like cohabited, like a federation with the existing like dryads of the forest and these monsters, so they could live together in peace and harmony.
Right.
And then what was it? The fucking kingdom that attacked them. Feyru. What the fuck is it called?
It starts with an F.
I know it starts with an F. Like I think
I
like
can't
the Feyru is like the Wizards of the Coast like D&D realm. Fucking
You'll figure it out. I
Uh,
have faith.
kingdom
You can,
of
you can Google
Falmouth,
Valmove.
right?
Valve movement.
I'm pretty sure that was the one. Like they're the ones that kicked off shit.
Yeah.
And them, and then basically the Holy Church. Those are the ones that instigated it, and then Rimuru was just like, I'm not gonna start it, but I'll fucking finish it. Like, fuck around and find out, which they did.
And he did indeed fuck around. And they did find out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was
Like 100
Like,
people.
honestly,
Just
he was still
dead.
pretty easygoing and forgiving up until the Falmouth people attacked.
The demon, yeah.
And
Demon Lord stuff.
what's her name? She's something.
She's
Shizu was killed.
Yeah.
And it was at that point that he was just like, so what do I need to do to become a demon lord? Just like, I'm just gonna go do that real fast. I'll
like
be right
100
back.
It was like 100 souls or something like that.
10,000.
Yeah, 10,000 souls. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
He's
think
like,
he collected like
I'm gonna wipe out this army.
he collected like 20.
Yeah.
Double
Just to
demon
be sure.
lord.
So, and then it wasn't even that. He's just like, and who's been masterminding this? Who's this? Like,
Demon Lord
Clayburn,
boy.
whatever
Yeah.
his name is. He's just like, yeah, I'm gonna go fuck him up too. So like, I feel like that's another one where he just kind of got stumbled upon it.
Yeah.
But with Ark, it's just like he did try and just start doing like small quests, but
Yeah.
there's a whole nother thing of like political corruption going on with like
Yeah.
that Beastmaster, and like had he not been there, like little child would have died picking flowers.
Fucking Beastmaster and his Digimon Season 1
So
Devil Gears. That's exactly what happened when they're like, oh, they got evil discs on them. I was like, oh, that's totally Digimon with the black gears in their spine.
I never watched it,
You
but
ever watch Digimon?
not really.
Um,
I just never.
did you know that they're the champions?
I have heard that once.
Did you know they're the digital champions?
Yeah. I think they were. Were they analog monsters?
No.
No, it was digital monsters.
It was
Yeah,
definitely,
it's
Yeah,
definitely
they were
digital.
digital monsters. Gotcha.
They were MP3
And-
monsters.
I have a
They-
song that I can give you if you need help remembering.
I'm pretty sure they are the champions.
I think
right.
so, yeah.
Not
yeah.
just the winners, the champions. It's a very
champions,
specific term.
Got that.
Of the digital world.
Yeah, not the
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
world. They they have to stay in the digital world. AOL pays their space. That server
Well,
space is
some-
important.
Sometimes they stay in the digital world. It's kind of a
So
gray line.
Sometimes they reverse VR themselves. That's fine. It doesn't matter.
yeah, like I don't know how much of it changes in the last episode of Skelly Knight, but like a lot of this has just been like fucking Arc like falling forward. I think.
Mhm.
Like he tried taking some small stuff. He came across what the fuck do they call her? Lady something is what he always calls his
Arion?
elf companion. Yeah. Arion. So he came across her whenever he was just trying to like save slaves, which was just like him trying to be a good person. And then it's just like, oh yeah, there's like a huge like slavery ring. Would you help out? And it's just like he could be like, I don't want to get political and trying to rescue
just-
your people from slavery.
Just trying to kill monsters.
So like it makes sense that like you get these people that are well, they're the protagonists, so for the most part, they have to be the good person, not including fucking Overlord. So yeah, like when this stuff happens, it's like they're not seeking it out, but they're kind of thrust into it, and I think that's or
I think this
once again,
is
if you don't, what's up?
the whole like political intrigue and stuff getting thrown in. I think that's just kind of a course that each genre kind of comes to. Like Mecha didn't start political, but it got political with Gundam and Eva and stuff. And then like Shonen didn't really get there, but you started getting a little more hints of it. And, you know, you went from Goku fighting random aliens to like One Piece, and like the Marines are kind of like an antagonistic force that represent the government. Then you have like the different factions in Bleach, and then you have the different villages in Naruto. Then you kind of get a little less of it in My Hero, but then you get like more of the business politics of how the heroing world works. And I think we're just getting to that point with Isekai where it's like some things are just doing it because it's kind of like a way to make your story a little more complex without having to do a whole lot with your individual character, unless you're Ainz, and that's your whole point. Like, this doesn't happen a lot in Mashoka, but they do a good enough general world building, they don't have to do it as much.